Hey there everybody, once again I'm Philip. I'm going to be here to teach you the next step of learning to read music for the piano. We're going to be talking about the bass clef in this lesson. So this is lesson 3, part 2. We're going to have 3 parts to this lesson. Parts 1 and 2 are going to be separating treble and bass clef for you, so you can kind of think of them as 2 separate items. The third part is something you can do just the third part. It's going to be a much longer lesson, and it's going to incorporate the treble and the bass and ways that you can start to remember those notes. So for today, bass clef, let me scoot over to another view so you can see some clefs here. Clefs, and you're going to see my keyboard at the bottom. When I say clefs, we're just going to have one clef. We're just going to have the bass clef. So just to talk about the bass clef, let's zoom in on that clef itself. This is the symbol for bass clef. The bass clef is going to be all of the notes below middle C. Now, of course, I've said this before that you can go above the bass clef with your with middle C and above, and you can also go with treble clef. You can go below middle C. But with the bass clef for right now as beginners, think of it as middle C and down. So it's all of these notes. It's all the notes down here. We're going to first look at where middle C is. Let's find just middle C itself. Middle C is going to be that extra line, the ledger line, that's what that extra line is called, above the staff here. Now, if I take this note just like in the others, I can move this around, move it up and down in the notes, and just remember as before, it can go in a line or in a space. And this is middle C. The bass clef is also called an F clef. Just called an F clef because it looks like a capital cursive F. If you look at a capital cursive F, it looks very similar to this. And if you take the line that goes through the 2 dots here, it shows you where F is. So if I look at this, this is F. All right, now let's get to some different ways of remembering this. We're going to add some more notes. These 4 notes are going to be, let me kind of show you what they look like underneath. A, C, E, G. Of course, this is not an easy to remember word. Like in the treble clef, they spell face. The bass clef, it's A, C, E, G. Think of it as something like all cows eat grass. Or whatever sentence you can come up with. This is called a mnemonic device. Mnemonic device is something we use to help us remember something, like a group of letters in this case. So A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass. Now, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you where this note is on your keyboard here. So first thing to do, as usual, is you're always finding middle C. Now, here's the problem. This A is not here. It's not the A closest to middle C. CBA, it's not this A, it's the A below that, it's the octave below that. So we're going to find the A that looks just like this, the note looks just like this below it. So let's go down here, we find this note here. There's A of the A, C, E, G. And we're going to come up to play all of these notes. Each of these notes is a skip apart. So as we're moving up, notice that we skip a note that could go on this line to get to this space. Skip a note, another note to get to this space. All cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. Do this 10 or more times every day. And with ones that are the mnemonic devices that use a sentence, I recommend that you do it at least 10 times, possibly 20. Do it once saying all cows eat grass or whatever you come up with, then say A, C, E, G. Then all cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass. A, C, E, G. All cows eat grass. And you start to just say A, C, E, G. If you can get to where you stop saying the sentence, you're already on the right track to remembering these notes more quickly. The reason we're playing it and saying it tactile and oral is that this way you eventually get to the point where you see this note and you go, oh, that note is right there. And you just know where that note is. All right, if we move over a little. All right, so these notes, you have 5 notes on the lines. So let's see what those notes are. So let's look at this as G, maybe great, B, big, D, doves, F, fly, A, away. That's just one way. Good boys do fine always. Great big doves fly away. There's a lot of ways you can think of it. Come up with your own sentence if you need to, but do the exact same thing we did with all cows eat grass. Great big doves fly away. Finding that G right down here. Remember, middle C is here. Go to the G, go an octave down. Then we're gonna play G, B, D, F, A. Okay, as usual, if you have some questions, let me know, put them in the comments box below. And as usual, I'm saying this in every class, I'm going to be starting some group classes. I would love to get people signing up for that, asking to join this class, letting me know what topics they would like to talk about. I'm going to stick to specific topics in any classes that I teach, but I want to know what you want to learn. So also questions, put those in the comments. I will be happy to try to answer any questions you might have. Thank you so much.